So we just had a cheeky little rehost there. Slight concern was that this little Fabulous was AI brain dead, so it didn't, well, it couldn't do anything, which is kind of bad when it's in a war. So back to this Bactrian battle over here. On the mountain fort we now have 2-3 reinforcing stacks, another one coming up here, so if they get here on time there's a decent chance that Phalanx and Tanjore can win this with that superior morale, but that's a very big if, considering that little morale bar is quite small right now. But no, they've managed to get her in time. But we do have a lot of cannons on that front row, and by a lot I mean 4, which will give them slight trouble, because those just sit there and take more damage, and they still have the mountain fort penalty to deal with. But I think there's just too many troops really here. Does it show us live casualties? Yeah. Yeah, Battery is just about gonna fall out of this one. Didn't even need the last 2 stacks. Wow. But yeah, that's... I mean, it's not an even trade, but it's 3-4. They might be able to keep that up. Let's see. Andorian Bactrians War of Honour. You're taking them. Why? Oh, so, escalation, as always. So the Pharaohs are still going, but then Francia has joined in, and as a response, Cooland has joined in. Doesn't look to be a fight going down at the moment, but Francia, I think, might be spreading himself a bit thin here. Doesn't see the troops coming in either, so it's going to be a sudden surprise when his armies are quite separated out, and I think they might chuck a stack into each one. Frankie's army has got a decent morale, but that's Germania. But as we can, it doesn't have the best discipline, and what's going to happen here is probably quite disgusting. That is a huge load of death. Is that a second shot? Yeah, stack wipe. Stack wipe. And then the reinforcements as well. That's a big, big hit. But Andor has unconditionally surrendered. Okay. And we have the Frankish conquest of Daphne. Oh, so it's a different war. Right. Okay, sorry, that's my mistake. And because of that, Andor's felt that they can't continue the fight, and therefore... Yeah, right, okay. That makes a bit more sense. Now, how I missed a fight? Oh, there's a fight going down here between Bangladesh and the Phalanx, which Bangladesh, I think, just retreated out from. See... So it's the Indian Phalanx conquest, right? They shouldn't be flip-flopping between fronts here. If they keep flip-flopping like this, what's going to happen is they're never going to get any major progress done. Because they go over one side, take a mountain fort, but by the time they can get back over there, because now sieging down Bangladesh, they'd have to go back over to deal with that one. So they really just need to pick a front and choose it and fight it. Hochland is definitely in the mood for a lot of blood here. As we can see, he's saying for France to not run, which is kind of cute. And what's happened here? They've lost. Is that it? Oh no, they lost those 4 provinces. I was wondering, they didn't take Venice. Interesting. I thought maybe they'd take that for just denying trade power in the node. There's nothing there. Let's see. I'm getting fights here. They look to be kind of far away. I'll switch to General Observer, just so if either side goes down, it'll be easier to spot. There's nothing happening there for the moment. I think Francia might have accidentally made a bit of a mistake here by declaring separate war, because that means it's difficult for anyone to join in, because pharaohs who previously have joined in on Frankian wars can't, I don't think, now, because they've got truces. Do we have the Bangladeshi army? Don't tell me I've just missed it. No, they stood about. I think they've realised that their army isn't big enough to fight effectively here, so they're going to have to wait for a mistake or two to get made, which might not end up happening. Though Cube has a lot of troops here. Because he's killing the Kingdom of Heaven. I wonder what he's planning. I feel like that's either he's helping Bangladesh or his plan is to join that war. Oh yes, timed it right. Hochland going in against Francia here. No, sorry, gone in. And orders of 1,000 men here, but it's mainly just Hochland and Francia. Reinforcements from Courland are coming in. There's a terrain penalty, but I think that extra 20% discipline and better morale of Hochland is really going to carry it here, which gives them an extra 0.4 tactics as well. Yeah, I think, I don't want to call this early, but I reckon this might not end well for Francia. Although Hochland is out of manpower. But does he have mercenary discipline? No, he doesn't. No, I was thinking he might have. Does he? No. I was thinking that might be like one of the sources of that 130 discipline, but yeah, it's being Hindu, isn't it? As well as numerous other things. Any fights here? Oh, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Stand and take it. Bring your arms. Don't tell me this. Oh, zone of control. Ooh, that's really badly positioned armies. I think they've tried to bite off a little more than they can chew, and as a result, been left out of position. Any other wars going down here? Not by the looks. And back over to Europe. Oh, let's just quickly check what happened to Sassanids. They lost nothing? No, one province to Ulm. Maybe two. And then a few to Pontus, right. Yeah, just a bit of shaving down on all sides. And Francia does not have any help coming, by the looks. Iceland considering it. Not by the looks. Their income has gone up a massive amount, by the way. Got another fight going down in Bangladesh. They have 130 discipline, but their morale is a little bit worse than, well, a lot worse than that of the phalanx, but I think the discipline might be. Oh, and Cube by the looks has joined in. Yes. And it's changed because Tanjor's now the general. So I think now there's going to be a lot more at stake in this war. It's a bit less of a push and shove each way. I've clicked off the battle, you bell end, Pete. Yeah, I think Bangladesh will end up winning this. they've got the advantage at the moment, and I think they've got more reinforcements generally. Yeah, that's it. Although, no, I think that those reinforcements just really kind of went in to die. Yeah, I'd not reinforce this now. They're just taking a few hits there. Okay. But yeah, with Bactria now pushing in from this side, I think there's a very real concern that they don't really... Phalanx and Tanjore don't really have an out. Because they can go after Bactria, but they will end up getting sieged down from this side, and eventually they will get pushed out. I think, because there's a bit of a numbers advantage on one side. Because Cuba is a very, very powerful country. You can see it's number 2 great power. His economy is firing on not even just all cylinders, it's firing on more cylinders than it actually has. That's how good it is. Francia looks to be content to take attrition. Or at least stay in Iberia. I think he's trying to get a preferential fight somewhere. Does he have mountain forts? No, he's got one. Well, I reckon he just doesn't know where to take a fight. Back down to here. We got very unfortunate 6,000 troops here. Jumped on by the entire army. What else? Yeah, we got them pushing in, undoing this work here. But yeah, they are now outnumbered nearly 4-to-1 infantry wise. I said, well, it's way close. It's about 3.5-to-1, and 2-to-1 artillery wise. So they're not really going to have a fun time of it, especially when you factor in that 10,000 of those infantry are from Fabulous, who's an AI ally. We're looking to get a fight up here. I think we might. I'll just quickly check on France. Yep, they're going in for a fight here over on a hill fort. No general for that Hochland stack. That will hurt them. I don't think that's going to get reinforced, so that's just a bunch of dead troops. And back up here. Nope, it doesn't look to be a fight. They're pulling back. Janissaries. This is what's probably going to happen here is because they're the war leader. I reckon they'll plough straight through from Bangladesh into southern India, push out Tanjore, and let me think. I wonder if Cube's price for involvement is going to be a few of these nice rich centres of trade along this coast here, and see if he can get anywhere with it. Maybe. I know he's down in Malacca, but doesn't hurt to go more upstream every now and then. Because if he can, if he can make Bangladesh, there we go, that's how we pronounce it, make all the trade go this way, and then capitalise on it there, it's giving it a bit more value. Okay, it's going to be a fight up here. I'm probably missing a fight in France right now, aren't I? Oh well. Is the reinforcing stacks going in? I don't know why they're waiting on reinforcements, because they've not filled combat with. You really don't want to spend any time at all without your full combat with, because otherwise you're just taking flanking damage that you really don't need to be taking. Got a big advantage shock-wise. Fire, it's kind of neutral, but the rolls are moderate. They get the crossing penalty for Bactria, and I think the numbers of the Indians here are gonna maybe carry this, but that's a decent set of reinforcements coming in. This might be quite close. Might be very close, but that's a 0 in the fire phase. That's not going to do them any good. And now their front line's collapsed. Yeah, they're not winning this. Close though. And remember, every dead Indian right now is a big issue because they do have this monstrous army coming in from the Bangladesh side. I can't remember coordinates. But it's the east. There we go. Frankiers up here. They're going to take a fight. Do we have anything else going on? Novi's in a war. They are against Bactria. Right, they've been pulled in here. Are they taking a fight? They're not taking a fight. Help. Is it going to be one up here? No, they're just sneaking in. There is going to be a fight here, however. Ooh. I mean, I know it's small so far, but they're caught on low morale here, and that could be those Bactrian troops going a very long way home. Especially with only a 1 terrain penalty. But they are taking a fair few casualties over here. I think that is the phalanx. yeah, they're the phalanx. They're taking, I mean, each tick, each side's losing about 1,000 or so men. Oh, that's a huge amount. They could actually win this with those reinforcements as well. Coming down to the wire. I just think, yeah. Batteries collapsed a bit harder. Oh, no, maybe not. There's enough reinforcements coming in. Yeah, they've managed to sneak out the victory. That will do them the world of good, because remember, every 1,000 soldiers that died, for India, they need to be killing more than 1,000, because they have a numbers disadvantage. And there was a fight here, and France has clearly lost it. It's not really a surprise, considering his disadvantages discipline-wise, and I think he's only got marginally better morale. No, he's got worse morale as well. Yeah, so a -1 terrain penalty is not going to make up for 20% dis and a decent morale disadvantage too. I'll tell you what, he's really stacked that tradition. Those units will be a force to be reckoned with. Carthusian Order has joined in. Interesting. They don't appear to have been used yet. Right. Ooh. Big thing to see is if they manage to go to Le Bourd and siege that down, as well as Roussillon, the French troops will be trapped in France. They won't be able to get to Iberia. So they'll be able to separate out the two enemies here and pick them to bits if they get this right. What have I missed? Go on. There will be something. No, Bactria is just there. Tanjure's getting heavily sieged down. And I think this is going to end poorly. We've got a big deficit. Well, it's nearly 50% of their income. I'll call that big. They can take up to 58 loans. They've only taken 1 so far, so if they want a bankruptcy war, they can do. But they will eventually start losing a lot of land here. Meanwhile, the phalanx are looking to go back into Bactria, I think. Yeah, with Novi coming in from the north though, could be getting a battle there. Let's quickly check on France, because there's probably something here. there's going to be two going down at the same time, aren't there? I can see it. The French are stuck up there. And there's the Bactrians posturing here. I'll watch this one. Go on. Although it's going to take a while for people to get here. Which one do I watch? Oh, they've got a siege out Anjou there. Right, okay. We can... I mean, they've got to walk past it. Okay, I guess that'll be soon. Are they going for it? Right, they are now going for it. That's not going for it, right, we can see this. Although I think I saw out the corner of my eye the icon appear at the other side as well, just as I left. But so yeah, Bactria's gone in and Novi's reinforcements look like they're not necessarily going to get her on time, 9th of August. Oh, they are, just about. Pretty even discipline-wise, but Novi has fairly big morale advantage. But I think he just lacks the troops. He's might have enough. Yep, and he's lost that. He's probably got enough troops, but they're just too far apart. Hochland has been driven back here. The Frankia and Carthusian Order alliance managed to take that fight there on Anjou. Yep, I as expected, they went for it at the same time. That's going to take a while for those to regroup, so let's see if anything happens down here. Is Phalanx doing anything up here? Well, Tanjore is getting smashed upon the rocks. They're going to siege down the capital here, and is that the capital? It's not the capital. Capital's there. What the hell was I thinking? But yeah, Tanjore, for example, is at only -20 war score. I suppose they do still have their capital and quite a few forts, but they're very quickly going to start to run out there, and stab hits will become a thing pretty soon. And then when Phalanx is all alone with Novi, it's not going to go well, because the entire army will just collapse in on them. Nothing going down there. Who's that Indian Phalanx? Oh, the vassal. Yeah, I don't know what actually happened with that. Might have to try and find out. I'm looking at Frankie's Parliament. Yeah, which do we look at? Right. Okay, how close are they to picking another fight? Kinda. Tanjore, who's fan favourite for starting lowest dev. Right, but so they're going to be probably attacking there soon. We're going to get something going down here. They're pulling back from Roussillon. Who else is involved in these wars? It's just these two. They might want to go onto that hill. Probably waiting for the Hochland forces to arrive. And what's... Right. Perfect timing. Battery going in on this fort. No terrain penalties on either side. Indian Phalanx is not reinforced yet, and is giving the Bactrians a big backhand. Although, suddenly 60,000 more of them turn up. Make that 80,000, and it does even the field a bit. Although we do now have another Indian stacking, which isn't going to make a difference. The lines are absolutely collapsed. Yeah, we're starting to get cannons onto the front. Yeah, that's a big loss there. And we got Cube picking off a stack. Well, not picking off, but fighting a stack here. Got big damage there. And now I think Tanjore might nearly be cut off from Phalanx, so it's not going to end well for either of these two, I'm afraid. Unless we have some unexpected intervention. If it'll be anybody, it'll probably be Ulm. Anyway, Frankia. Have they just... Yep, they just pushed back those Andorian troops from that hill fort. I don't think the Hochland ones managed to make it in time. And they keep pulling back from the hill fort. They have such a numbers advantage, they should be trying that. Maybe? Maybe not. Provincial separatists. Provence didn't even start in this game. Provincial. Oh no. Turns out they did. Anyone else got something going on? Novi's just doing some gentle carpet sieging. And refreshing the troops. He's low manpower. And he has rebels. But that's not that big of a deal, really, relative to the war that goes on here. They look to be posturing for a fight here up at Zealand. Yes, Sir Hind. I'm going to wait on the siege tick, maybe? Oh no, it's 0%. Shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, Tanjore's now at minus 69 war score, so once this all falls, they'll probably get really badly stab hit out of this. They've got 1 stability with only 290 admin power left, so they're not really going to be able to keep their way through it. Yeah, and he's just had to take that piece off it. He's now at this war, and it's just Indian Phalanx all alone. Well, they got Fabulous. Oh, Novi as well. I won't forget Novi, but I think just generally the position Novi's in is going to make them struggle to actually get much done, because whenever they get beat, they'll just get pushed back so far. Oh, they're going for the fight here. It's not the fight. They're going for the fort. I think they're going up and barraging it, and then every time it fails, they're retreating. Oh, they're gonna stay the ground this time. The Andorians have got a serious morale disadvantage, but the discipline is huge. And with the French taking the terrain penalty, but numbers, I suppose, just are numbers. Hochland troops getting in to reinforce, but there is a lot of stuff here. With that stack coming in, is it going to hold in time? Is Hochland going to get here? 2 more days, 1 more day, bam. Now they might be able to hold this. No, they will lose this fight, I think. Yeah, especially with those reinforcements coming in. I think the Andor and Hochland, they have really good discipline. They've got a slight morale problem, but I think at the end of the day their big issue is they just lack total number of troops. They've got a force limit of 37, they're really far over that force limit right now. Andor's not close to it, and he's got 15k in the bank, but that's probably it loans wise. I can take a few more loans, a lot more, but he just doesn't really have an economy to support that level of troop. Although it's a lot more even than I was expecting. Is that really the case? Oh dear, I'm missing the phalanx's stand. Against 200,000 here. The morale is big, but the morale is not enough to compensate for that numbers difference. I think they're going to lose this. Yeah, everything's dying. And now it's just a matter of how long it will take to siege them down. There might almost be some sense in Kingdom of Tanjore annulling their alliance and getting ready to cannibalise on the phalanx, depending on how this goes. Although I think they... how much war skills? Nah, that's a terrible suggestion. Don't listen to what I've just said. Because I don't think they'll be able to put a piece on that actually just kills the phalanx. Well, they might be able to give it a bloody good go. We've got a fight going down here. Hochland is taking out 23,000 Frankians. Reinforcements not going to get there in time. Pharaoh's fighting the Frankian separatists. Now, where are the rest of the army? See, now the numbers card's turning against them, with Andor mobilising the entire world supply of mercenaries here. But I think being a bit aggressive with taking this fight. Oh no, there's 100,000 of them. I was not looking at the stacks properly. Yeah, I think they will win that quite comfortably. And then from here, I suspect they might just barrel on to destroying Francia. Yorkshire still alive and kicking. 6 death, yes. But yeah, I think they're... oh, that was a stack wipe. 24k just gone like that. Ooh. I reckon there's good odds on seeing a unconditional from Francia at some point. Phalanx is having another fight here. How does Bangladesh have? Yeah, Bangladesh does not have enough troops nearby, and this will go to the Phalanx. Especially with those reinforcements that can come in if needs be. But at the same time, the heartland of his country is getting occupied. And he's got a big deficit. Oh, that is a lot of reinforcement there. And yeah, Francia, unconditional, as I was thinking. Doesn't want to hurt Carthusian Order too much. Although I think they are wanting Carthusian Order territory here by the looks. Because they are pushing into it. Because of course they can't take anything that they don't occupy in terms of this. But I wonder if they're just wanting to get Gibraltar, maybe? Get Gibraltar, stick a fort on it. It's going to cause zone of control issues for Carthusian Order, but unless they're just wanting to cripple them as much as possible. So Pharaoh's taking out the rest of Amelia there. I think they've got a truce with Andor, haven't they? Yeah, otherwise they'd have probably joined that war. Of course no, because that war was at the same time, yeah, I remember. It's only been a few hours. It's not even that. But, yeah. Oh, sorry, I missed a Bactrian Novi fight there. Well, that looks to be a small stack. But the Novi is sending a peace offer that I don't think Bactria will even consider accepting. Let's see what sort of peace gets done over here. Oh, that looked like a stab drop? No? Well, Indian Phalanx says, well, it could take a lot of stab hits, but I don't think it wants to. Right, I'm getting fights going in here. Oh no. I think Cube wants to sort his forces out a little bit more before going in. And goes in on the weaker of the stacks. But quickly gets reinforced. But that means it's not going to be fleshed out cannon wise, whereas Cube's got full combat width of cannons. And that will make a reasonable difference here. I know it's maybe still in the stage of the game where cannons aren't the biggest thing, but when you have armies, every little helps, and that's something that they have, the Phalanx just doesn't. Yeah, the Phalanx will lose this fight. They're getting a lot of rebels spawning around the country, and depending on where these armies retreat to, could do them a lot of pain. Yeah, that's not too bad, but there's a lot of small stacks that will just get annihilated. And realistically, there's not going to be much resistance now from the Indian Phalanx. And if Novi doesn't send white peace offers, I would be quite surprised. He's stabbing up. Or he got an event that gave him stab. We've still not got peace over here. It will be forced soon. So let's take a quick look at Hochland while we're over here. His economy is nothing special at all, because evidently the humiliation war that he lost some very key provinces in the channel here, with two. That's not a centre of trade. He lost a centre of trade though. That's, you never really want to have that happen, especially in a node like the channel it's got big. Like 57 ducats. I think that it will be. Is it the largest node? I believe that is the largest node. We can actually check, can't we? Trade nodes. Total. Oh, Lubeck is just bigger. But a lot is getting brought forward into the channel from that. Iceland is really going at it here. Quite a few light ships doing that. But yeah, not the best income, but their army is quite special, and these generals are fantastic. That high army tradition does him the world of thing. Although he does have guild coup right now, which doesn't help. That's why his morale has dropped from just over 5. Tech-wise, he's doing pretty well. Let's see what Andor's up to. Got a pretty nice idea set. Does the admin efficiency work this early? Yes, it does. This was quite similar to the one taken by the Akkadian Empire as an example. But yeah, generally solid idea set there. But his economy still isn't the best thing in the world. It's gotten better. It's definitely gotten better. But with lots of things like Tyrol, it's not gonna be pretty. And he does have a decent control over Venice, but none of the subsequent nodes, so it tapers off quite quickly outside of the early game. Sorry for not looking at the Indian phalanx right now, it's just kind of a foregone conclusion. Oh, Novi's pieced out of that as well. Oh my god. That is fucking just wrong. It's just so wrong. It's horrible. Oh no. Oh. I'm not even sure what to say about that, other than that should be a criminal offence. It's got some big rebel problems here. We know manpower as well, but it's right. Who have we not really had a detailed look at? So let's go check on the phalanx. Yeah, as before. Looking dead, I think he might have just... no. His income's not too bad, but his army is nowhere near up to snuff in terms of taking one of these fights. Sassanids, we didn't really look at them while we were over here. Decent set. His economy is decent, it's nothing too special, but considering the war he just ended up getting, not kicked the shit out of, but he took a fair bit of damage, so not a bad economy considering. Pharaohs, how are they doing now? They're staying up there. Taking a fair chunk out of Italy here. Strong kind of army. And now Iceland. What has Iceland been doing this session? I did notice when we were redoing the lobby. So Finland, absolutely massive now. Got another colony. That's what it is. Going down here. That might just be about to become one that gives him a colonist. He's got big boy in Mexico here. There'll be all that gold income coming in. He's got Cuba as well, which will be more merchants, more trade power, and he's going into Brazil and Argentina, so there will be an awful lot of trade going up this stream all the way into and eventually across the sea, and he's probably making a fair bit from trade, I would guess. Yeah, over 100 ducats, which is a lot. And yeah, English Channel, absolutely massive. What sort of idea groups has he gone? He's got exploration, doesn't have expansion. Makes sense, because you can't really afford to use two idea groups just for colonialism. But yeah, what's the actual total income at? 191. That might actually be the best. And that's an unconditional surrender from the phalanx. Let's see what happens in the peace deal. You can see provinces being transferred over to Bangladesh, so they're definitely getting something out of this. It's a white piece from Cube. Why would Cube do that? That's actually just going to hurt your score, mate. There's no reason to do it. Because this way you'd still be on the winning side, but that's just a white piece, which I guess is winning, but like if we go on to countries, score comparison. I'll find it somewhere. So, looks to be what we lost. We lost 4 provinces there, 3 provinces there. It's big, but it's not too bad. It's comebackable from. Where is it? Oh no, it is this one, right. Is mill rating. I think wars count to that. So if we look at who was involved in that. Bactria, for example, gets big score from Indian conquest there at the bottom. If you look at Tanjore, they didn't lose anything because they were pieced out earlier. Who else was still in at the end? Bangladesh. Let's find them. Let's go players only. That'll make things a lot easier. Bangladesh, they got a decent amount of score from it, but I think because Cube white pieced out of that, doesn't get any. Although he might not have got any because if he doesn't get anything out of the war. So Lyonnais, I think, has been released as a Hochland vassal, yeah, and they have a lot of cores, like an insane amount. Any wars going on? So we got Jumeng. What's Jumeng doing? What bullshit is Manny doing right now? Probably is. He's just going to war with Fujian. Blep. Sorry for all this snapping about. I know it's disgusting. What is this? Oh, okay, I thought that was one continuous country. But no, it's just getting into Siberia and Manchuria as well. Because I've heard the legends of these gold mines. I mean, there's 1 or 2, but it can help. Who are we going to check in on? Because it's probably not going to be a big player war now because it's close to the end of the session and nobody really wants to start a big war because it's very easy for them to get jumped on and they become a massive war. So Pontus. Yeah, Pontus is doing alright for themselves. Not got the best income in the world, not the worst. They have Constantinople, and because of the rules, it is still called that, which is fantastic. I still can't get over this disgusting thing. Like, that's just hideous. I really need to find out what happened with this vassal. So no, it said it was a vassal of both of these. although in previous sessions Bactria did actually try to release Constantinople as a vassal, and the game actually just wouldn't let him. I don't know exactly why. I reckon it could be something to do with culture. What's the culture like here? Maybe he needed Gujarati culture province. I don't think at the time that was a thing that he had that. Oh, maybe what happened was Indian Phalanx actually could release it, but because Bactria had clicked the button before and nothing happened, it was like the game still thought it was Bactria's vassal, it just didn't exist, so it went that way. I think that's probably the most reasonable explanation, would be my guess anyway. So is there anything in the ledger that we can look at that would be interesting? Can we see inflation? Let's look at inflation. It's not sorting it. Why don't you sort it? So you got Pontus has got 29% inflation. Andor has got 32, 20 for Tanjore. And then most of the others are a bit more tame. And what is Iceland going to be getting some? The treasure fleets not contribute to this. It's economy, that's what we're looking at. No, it's just reduced. So he's got inflation guide. And yeah, so he's got all these subjects. Just do Holland. Oh, this the wee little thing. Who has exploration? And I think I saw colonizing. Yep, Florida. So Iceland is probably one to watch out for in future sessions because it does not have much competition in the New World, and that could very quickly escalate into massive economy. He's on an island, he's got very good navy, it could be very difficult to touch him. But Germania is definitely also one to watch out for because this Lubeck money is insane. He's got massive dev because you can tell all these provinces here all at 20 dev because he does dev them up mostly with nil mana to get this ridiculously big manpower pool, like 200,000, 250,000. It's mad, dude. We can't see anything else, can we? Army losses, please. Why is it straight to army losses? Oh, let's just do it properly. No, we just can't see the page. Right, yay. He's full maintenance, so is he about to go and fight something? Oh, he's going to probably kill off this little... No? It's a vassal. I don't know then. No, he's back down on maintenance. Okay. So I guess we just settle in and wait for it all to be over. Or we could discuss something. Maybe. I don't know. What is there to talk about now? Everyone's just at peace. Except for the 4 people at war, but it's only AI, so we don't really care. What's happened with all these? So these are all a bunch of vassals, I think, to... yeah. Under pharaohs. They got 2 vassals, Shua and Burkina Faso. Meaning this and this. I wonder if they're going to integrate them at any point. Or is he at his state limit? And territories. Stability and expansion. No, he's got spare. He's got a fair few things he could state up, but it's got a fair bit of development in it. Wonder why he's saving them. And he's not annexing either of them. He could annex Burkina Faso. And with Zanzibar taking up all this space, it's kind of unlikely that you get Iceland coming in doing trade companies to make them produce more. Oh no, he's improving relations with Shiwa. Probably going to annex them. What's Russell Romsdal doing? It's finally seemingly killed that stupid little gap from whatever that is pronounced as. This AI has been around a long time. It's still not finished its ideas either. Yeah, tiny little cute nation there. I've no idea why nobody's killed them. Like, it's just free real estate. Okay, it's 58 dev. It's basically nothing. But you can take most of it in one war. And just for completion and prettiness, really. Like, it just looks horrible as it does. If you had Iceland take up maybe to about here-ish, and then the rest goes to Novi, it would look a lot nicer. Like the papacy. Like the papacy is a thing. Oh no, it isn't. Pretty sure it doesn't, anyway. Oh, Persia. What? What's Persia doing here? Is this still in the Holy Roman Empire? Yeah. It's fucking just Persia, just in the middle of the Holy Roman Empire, as you do. Just what? How? They also think they're the papacy controller, but they're Shia. Romsdal and Medo, or from the Lannister. There seemingly is some papacy thing in the game, but somehow Shia is the Curia controller. I have no idea. You probably just had rebels enforce their demands. Explain the lack of prestige. Oh. Andor's eating up a bit more of southern Germany there. And Germany is definitely eating something. It almost actually is proper Germany. Well, if we ignore the Denmark bit, but only needs what, this southern bit here. Get up to the border with Austria. Extend a bit out here, and I think he's about there. Which would be aesthetic as fuck. I'm talking like German Empire, not the current disgusting looking one. So, not any interesting map modes to look at. Let's look at the devastation map mode. So we got a lot of nice prosperous states around here where there's not been much fighting in Cuba's areas, as well as Zanzibar. It's very prosperous. Having finally settled down in that place, Iggy has become a prosperous nation. Up in here, however, that is some immense devastation. It's 99% devastated. Blep has been an absolute tyrant in these places. And then, like, China is just It's not as bad as it looks. Tanjor's a bit burnt to the ground, but not that bad. And then we got Francia. There's a bit of an issue, but nothing really. Tech. Yeah, most of the players are staying relatively far abreast of tech. Novi is ahead in a lot of regards. Yeah. Yumang and Fabulous are really dragging up. Oh, the colour's the tech group. No. Well, it's not that bad tech. Although this is really dragging up the back. But it's AI, so we don't really care. Come on, there's got to be something else interesting to look at. Oh well. So we've got a bunch. We do have some separatists here, but they're being dealt with. Orthodox zealots. Oh. Oh, he was giving provinces to Lyonnais. Right. Oh, that's clever. Is this just his oh, to avoid spending admin? Right. I suppose you could have released Visigoths as well, because they've got a nice bunch of calls around here. Oh, play a war between these two. Right, Courland against Andor in the Andorian conquest of Ingolstadt, which was allied with Courland, so I don't think this is going to be a proper war, if I'm thinking properly. Yeah. Courland just going to wipe peace out at some point. Would not surprise me. And we're finally going to get rid of this Persia papal controller. Though I don't think he is anymore, which would be nice. No, he still is. It just you can't access it from Persia because Persia's not a Catholic nation. That's fantastic, isn't it? Working as intended. Surely a country should lose being Curia controller once they stop being a Catholic country. Well, maybe they do. Maybe this is just a bug. I suspect Andor might vassalize the Bulgarian Dominion. Yeah, look at those calls. Look at them. Unless Pontus has anything to say about it, but I don't know, they might. Anything else going down? Not really. Let's just look at this while we're here. Vassal doing a fantastic job sieging down Persia. No, he just took it directly. Oh, because there's this bloody vassal here that looks exactly the same as the neighbour. Oh, I forgot that. Look at that fantastic coloration there. Do we have anyone else that could ruin it? If we can get Iceland near there as well, just to, you know, make it as bad as possible. Oh, legitimacy is tank to hell. Tolerance, absolutism. Could turn to Sikhism. Probably, well, no. You'd lose too many of the Hindu bonuses, I think. Andor helping Hochland out with his rebels. Yeah. This definitely isn't a proper war. Although Carpico definitely thinks it is. They're really going for it. Are they going to ruin some province? Just go and siege it out. I think they're going to Danzig. Going all the way. No, they're going back home. Yep, they're going back. He didn't fancy it. Oh, these forts are all not maintained. Right, that explains it. I was wondering why I could only see forts here. I was thinking, does he just only worry about Andor? So it's gonna just take out Persia there. Yeah. I need more sleep. Any interesting things expanded down here? Does Ulm have? No, I was wondering if he was colonising his way down. But no. Does Iggy? Nope. Would it help him? No, he could. No, I suppose because all the trade powers are just going to get stopped in Zanzibar. Yeah, everything goes to Zanzibar and it stops right there. Cube, hooving up the rest of Siam. A few small things here, but there is very, very soon actually going to be no AI left on the map, which will be fun. And that's when you really start getting death wars firing. That, and quite soon, what's the trigger condition? We'll be getting the Age of Absolutism soon, yeah. It'll be, what, roughly 17 years from now, roughly. And it will likely spawn, I believe, in the channel. 53 ducats there, 56, and 70, yeah. Very likely in the channel. I'm pretty sure that means it has to be an Icelandic province as well. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think Auckland could. No. So that will likely happen quite quickly because they has a fair few centres of trade here. And then we'll get into the Age of Absolutism, and that's when wars really start to pick up, because of course admin efficiency starts kicking in and people can take more provinces. What's the Great Powers like now? Yeah, pretty similar to what it was before. The map looks kind of pretty. There's not that much border gore, except from that disgusting Hochland snake through France, which is probably going to get covered in forts. Oh, hello, New Wales. So Wales, of course, is the vassal of Cube. Used to be a player. Well, sorry, is a player, but like used to actually start, but is now just a little vassal. He's eventually got over here from Oh, I think he's sold all of his stuff here. Does it show him as blue? Yes, it does. Is he still a vassal? No, he's not actually a vassal. He's just allied with Cube now. But he's probably a little puppy. Escaped to the New World, and Big Boy Iceland is warning him, so he can't actually do that much. He's also calling in his friends against what appears to be everything in Mexico. Yeah. Could he actually, like, take everything here? You can take a fair bit. It won't even be that much overextension either, I don't think, because it's New World provinces. Really needs to use his merchants properly, though. And by use them properly, I mean use them. It's not that much of a difference, but it's something. Although he is getting 16 ducats a month in subsidies, so I don't really think it makes that much of a difference. Oh dear. Oh! That's why he's been warned. He's sneaking his way down here. I think he wants to compete for the Inca. Well, these countries, because there's a decent amount of gold down there, and a relatively high probability for provinces becoming it when you colonise them. So there's 20 minutes left of the session, if I'm thinking properly. Better not be more than that. My neck is fucked. But yeah, the world is looking nice. Is nice an appropriate way to describe this? What do we do? Let's go take a look at everybody's idea groups. Yes. Let's go this way. So Iceland has plutocratic economic exploration equality. I think may end up taking innovative at some point. Probably after another mill group though. Francia has got quantity, offensive, economic, trade. Fusion Order has religious, defensive and expansion. We love the religious because that's roleplay. And anyone who's prepared to actually do roleplay in a competitive multiplayer, it's fantastic. Zanzibar has defensive, economic, quality and quantity. It's a bit of a theme emerging. Egypt has quality, economic, quantity and trade. Sorry, speaking it's not my forte. Almost going with plutocratic instead of quantity. Other than that, I think they're the same. Yeah. Wait, no. Oh shit, what have I done? Oh, I'm clicking on Wasteland. Of course. But yeah. 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 I was wondering what was the difference. Sorry. For anybody who had to just watch that. Sassanids have gone with breaking the UI. No, they've gone with plutocratic, economic, quality, and innovative. Go back up. Pontus has gone with quantity, religious, quality, and economic. Andor, quality, economic, quantity, trade. It's quite similar for a lot of people. Germania, that's how we pronounce it. There we go, got there eventually. Quality, economic, quantity, and defensive. Cool one has gone with defensive, economic, trade, and quantity. Yeah. I think is the first one I've seen with defensive so far. Yeah, he's one of the ones who's gone with defensive, which is a smaller number of people. Novi, Novovi. There you go. Pronounced it once for you, properly. I'm assuming that's properly, unless it's just really weird to pronounce. In which case, sorry, but he's going with plutocratic, quality, economic, and innovative. Bactria has gone with defensive, economic, quality, and quantity. Defensive will make wonders with the mountain forts that Bactria could have. The Phalanx has gone with quality, economic, defensive, and quantity. Tanjore, quality, trade, offensive, economic. Bangladesh, quality, economic, offensive, innovative. Cube has gone with quality, economic, trade, quantity. Jameng hasn't got his fourth scrub. It's got plutocratic, religious, and quality. Religious, not bad, because he's Hindu in this massive block of Confucianism. And a bit of Orthodox as well, because why not? And I think not finally, Blep has gone with quality, religious, and quantity. He hasn't got his religious finished yet though, and he's still not got his fourth either. Deary dear, Blep, get your act together, son. Just kidding. And all the way over in New Wales, got quality, exploration, expansion, and trade. I hope he does not have to fight a war, because he will not be in a good position. But I tell you what, he will be able to colonise the entire No universe. Known. There we go. Pronounce that properly. Oh, Iberia. I remember Iberia. It's a massive country that just owned this much. Rest in peace. Got Carthusian order eating up a few of these remaining little miners here. Cube is, I think he's finishing off a few of these small countries. Oh no, Cube is involved in this Mexican death war. Where I think 2,000, can 2,000 people kill 8,000? He doesn't think it can. Cube's guys are black flagged, which is going to be an issue for them, because there's nothing that can transfer the occupation to until they start getting down to here. Looking forward to the colonial conflict between the Welsh and the Icelandics. Other than that, Yorkshire's still alive. I'll keep coming back to Yorkshire every time I'm here. Relentlessly. Because it has a special place in my heart. What have they actually done ideas wise? Admin, trade, and offensive. Yes, fantastic ideas. Maybe not for them though. Although they do make nice things from the channel though. For some reason have 3 heavy ships. Oh, ducket. Go on lads, make that ducket yours. than that, yeah, no one's really starting anything, and it makes the whole thing really entertaining. Can we just can everyone just agree to just murder each other at the start of the next session, please? That would be lovely. Either that, or can we have a rule that all wars have to start? Sorry, if you haven't been in a war in the session, you have to start one within the last 30 minutes. That would be very appreciated. What was this orange thing? Warned by Manila. Why? Oh yes, look at this. Beautiful. Manila is... no, it has vassals, right? Oh, because this is a vassal of them? Okay. At least the AI is interesting here. Oh, and we'll get a few more unique age abilities now, so we can work out what tags some of the AIs are. Because I know Iggy has the tag of Salzburg, which is, I mean, it did break one or two things, but check incomes. No, I can't. Oh, for fuck's sake, am I going to have to go through them all manually? Who's got the best income? Oh my god, Iceland's really rocketing up. 220 is currently the biggest. Iceland is just ahead of Germania. Decently clear of the Faroes. A bit clear of Ulm. And then Cube is 11 ducats ahead of that, so Cube has the best income in the world, followed by Iceland, followed by Ulm. Right. And then closely followed by, I think it's Germany, and is it Faroes? I think they were there. Check the religions, as it has a bit's been converted to Nahuatl. There's an interesting choice of religion, not gonna lie. Other than that, there's a lot of Orthodox. There's a few Protestants left. Tiredness. And then there's most of the others are Hindu. We might, if this keeps going, we could end up with almost one religion for the whole world. Almost. Just because countries like Iceland probably aren't going to get invaded, so they'll stay Protestant. But looking at it, there's a fair few Hindus. I suppose they'll probably just merge into a big block of Hindu around here at some point. And then Orthodox in most other places, except the Faroes. The Faroes are Sunnis. So if they die, then yeah, it might almost be a divide between Hindu and Orthodox. And of course, there's one rogue Shia in the middle, but I think that'd be kind of cool. Oh. What's he got? Colonies? Has he just stolen it from someone? He's probably stolen it from Manila. Yeah, that would be why the culture's Polynesian. That would make sense. Detective Pete is on the case. Well, there's only so much I could think to say. I can see why Brad doesn't like doing it by himself. There's actually a really big Icelandic navy. He's got 35 heavies, 40 galleys. He's pretty much safe from anything. Doesn't anyone have anywhere near that level of boat? The Faroes have got 40 heavies, but then... Sorry, 40 galleys, not 40 heavies, but nothing else other than that. Also, we got to remember Iceland has wooden wall as well. But yeah, I think other than that, Frankie's got some lights, but I don't think anyone's really got proper boats for fighting. There's Ulm. Ulm has to, surely. Oh, it's got 30 heavies. Okay, it's... And then these are the lights, right? Yes. But, and then... Oh, yeah, Q will have 45 heavies. That's not bad. Oh, hello, play a war again. Oh, this isn't actual war though, is it? It's just another... So, I'm assuming this is because these are all Protestant. Are they all Protestant? No. Who's the war against? It's Bern. Zurich. Oh, yeah, they're Protestant, and Cooland, I believe, is Defender of the Faith. Yes, Cooland is Defender of the Faith. So they don't want to just lose the war, but or not. Decline the call to arms, because that would result in them losing Defender of the Faith, and they don't want that. So this is just another phony war. Yay. Just what the doctor ordered. We're just going to get a mountain hill fort from it. Really, Switzerland isn't all mountain. That's annoying. Oh god, tiredness is really kicking in now. But yeah, I was like up at 8 yesterday, and I only got back to bed at 7 this morning, so that's where the tiredness is coming from. And yes, I did go to sleep, but it just, like, once you've just stayed up for a stupid time, it just kills you, especially considering there was a lot of drinking in that time. Okay, Hochland is doing basically the same. They just want this one province here. So he's now automatically at war with Courland as well. Well, who knows, we could actually see global trade spawn in this session. So Hochland's truce with Francia expires in 6 years' time. I suspect they might go for... well, no, they won't. They've got too much country to try and salvage first, but they might go for it quite quickly. They have vision of these random parts of the New World. Let's take a look at the New World. Yeah, Crow was here. Getting a nice big colony going there. It's because the current player for Iceland is a substitute. Wales is finally making it into here. He's looking for getting some gold going. Yeah. Let's actually like jump in on them. What was I looking at? I was thinking I was going to look at something. His income's gone down a little bit. Yeah, he's almost got. Where's IKEA Cafe? Oh, it's this one down here, right? It's almost big enough to get him another merchant. So, I think the money train is gonna start rolling. Then eventually, I think he might end up having competition with Ignatius down in Zanzibar. Right. Okay. Can we get a different name for him, considering he's not in Zanzibar at all? Like, his nation's called Zanzibar, but Zanzibar is this trade node here, and he's nowhere near it. But yeah, because it's the natural precursor. Well, if you're going to have the things like Brazil, La Plata and Patagonia, if you want to make the most money off of it, you will need Ivory Coast, because that's the only way it actually flows out. So that means he'll be needing probably these two provinces here, getting the trade power there, and he can get a trade company going. I mean, if they work together, he can probably do some things, and it will just make massive money. What's Jermaine's worrying about? Separatists. What does he have going? Anything? Not really. He's probably going to go into Fapial at some point later on again. Oh, I really need a nap. A free admin policy. You could have 2 tolerance of heretics, which would be huge. Puts his religious unity up by literally nothing. But yeah, I think like the only players currently actually fighting something are Cube and the Welsh, and by that I mean Blue, in Mexico. Everyone else is being exceedingly passive. But no, the amount of time that these guys have had to put their nation into fantastic working order means next session we should get some banging wars. If we don't, I'll be very disappointed. How the Sassanids doing? The Sassanids are doing pretty well. Well, I say pretty well. They've recovered from what could have been really, really bad for them. So it's got a disconnect, and it's 11. So, are we going to continue? Oh dear. We're going to continue to Jan the 1st for no reason. Oh! Carthusian Order has gone to war with the Land of the Pharaohs. Shit, what's... Oh, crusade against the Barbary Coast. Barbary Coast are Sunny, and let me guess, Defender of the Faith. They are indeed Defender of the Faith. So it's probably just another fake war. Oh dear, the religious centres are really tearing Germania's religion to hell. Oh dear. Although, in probably about 12 years' time, just over, maybe, either side, we'll just, well, by that point we'll be in absolutism, so I don't think the religious conflicts keep going, so the Reformation centres all disappear. Yeah. Carthusian Order is taking on the Barbary Coast here. Right. So, I believe that's the end of the session. Where's that button? Right, so let's just quickly check the Great Powers at the end. Same as before, except the numbers are just a bit bigger. And all the ones that didn't have the institution have either got it or dropped out of the Great Powers list. So, that concludes whatever session this was. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, hopefully next week Brad will be back, so it won't be as tedious and boring, so we can at least laugh at people slightly. Yeah, bye.